The cynodonts. Not quite reptile, not yet. Look at the teeth. Cutters, killers, and crushers. The specialized toolkit of a mammal.
A secondary palate separates the mouth from the nose. Now, they can eat and breathe simultaneously.
This requires fuel. A high metabolism demands constant feeding. They are energy machines. Inside the nose, delicate scroll bones warm the air. The engine of a warm-blooded creature.
Scales are gone, replaced by fur, insulation against the elements.
In the dark, they don't need eyes. Whiskers guide them through a tactile world.
Legs move under the body, no more waddling. They can run and breathe without restriction.
Adaptable and agile. They conquer the land, but they still master the water.
They invest in their young. Milk, warmth, and protection. The beginning of family.
A larger brain allows for calculation. They don't just react, they plan.
Size is no longer the only advantage. Being small and smart is a superpower. When the world cools, the giants freeze. This is our lineage. From this humble creature, the path leads directly to us. But their greatest test is coming. The Siberian traps are waking up.
It began on a quiet day in Siberia, but the ground beneath was waking up.
Not a mountain, but a tear in the crust. A curtain of fire miles high. Flood basalts. Liquid rock drowning the continent like a fiery ocean. Ash plumes breached the stratosphere. Day turned to instant night. Sunlight vanished. Then came the rain. Sulfuric acid burned skin and poisoned the soil. Magma ignited ancient coal seams, unleashing trillions of tons of carbon. Mercury rose. Plants mutated, twisting into toxic shapes nature never intended. Panic set in, trapped between a wall of fire and the abyss. The eruption zone covered an area the size of modern Europe. Breathing became a death sentence. Glassy ash shredded their lungs from within. Only the small and the burrowers found shelter underground, waiting it out.
The initial explosion ceased. Silence fell over a graveyard of ash. The cold passed, but as the sun returned, the true heat began.
Carbon dioxide trapped the heat. Polar ice didn't just melt, it evaporated into a suffocating fog.
Temperatures soared to 50 degrees Celsius. Even the toughest predators collapsed from hypothermia.
Currents stopped. Oxygen vanished. The ocean became a hot, stagnant grave.
Warm water reached the deep sea, unlocking the methane gun. Frozen gas destabilized.
Methane, 80 times more potent than CO2, erupted into the atmosphere. The runaway effect began. The chemistry of the sky changed. The blue vanished, replaced by a suffocating purple haze.
Pink sulfur bacteria bloomed in the oxygen-starved water, turning the seas into a toxic soup.
They released hydrogen sulfide, a gas smelling of rotten eggs, lethal to almost everything on land.
The ozone layer collapsed. Ultraviolet radiation scorched the earth, blinding animals and burning vegetation.
Forests died. Soil washed away. Earth began to look less like home and more like Mars. The reign of the giant saber-toothed beasts ended. The apex predators were the first to fall. But in the burrows, The Lystrosaurus survived, a humble scavenger inheriting a broken world. The only thing that thrived was fungus, a global spike of mold feeding on the dead. A silent, hot, empty planet. Earth had been reset to zero.
The ocean becomes a deadly cocktail. CO2 turns water into carbonic acid.
Acid steals carbonate ions. Creatures can no longer build their shells. Great reefs of the Permian dissolve into dust. The sanctuaries are gone.
After 270 million years, the trilobite's journey ends in a purple grave. Even the monsters of the deep have no one left to eat them.
Underwater forests of sea lilies collapse, creating a layer of death. The water loses oxygen. Animals gasp at the surface, but the air is toxic too.
Only slime and jellyfish thrive.
Acid eats away history. Shells dissolve before they can become fossils.
Toxic red algae bloom in the warm water, choking the last light.
Silence falls. The only sound is methane bubbling from the deep.
A floating graveyard of ammonites. Only the smallest will survive this purge.
A ceaseless rain of death creates the black oil shale of the future. Only the fast, the small, and the lucky have a chance to escape.
90% of marine life, 70% of land life, gone.
Forests didn't just die, they rotted. A global fungal spike marks the layer where trees vanished.
For the only time in history, even insects suffered mass extinction. The buzzing stopped.
Meet Lystrosaurus. Not pretty, not strong, but the ultimate survivor. The Noah of the Triassic.
Its secret? Large lungs for thin air, and a beak that could eat anything left behind.
At one point, they made up 95% of all vertebrates on land. A world of pigs. But in the shadows, the archosaurs waited. Small, crocodile-like ancestors of the dinosaurs.
And deep underground, our ancestors, the cynodonts, slept through the apocalypse.
The coal gap. For 10 million years, no forests grew, so no coal was formed. The equator became a dead zone. Temperatures hit 60 degrees Celsius. Life fled to the poles. The Earth didn't stop. Pangea continued its drift. The Siberian traps finally began to cool.
This is the PTR boundary, a thin black line in the rock, the scar of near total death.
Extinction cleared the board. The old giants were gone. The stage was set for a new dynasty. It took 10 million years, but the rain returned. The acid washed away. Green shoots appeared. The Paleozoic was over. The age of the dinosaurs was about to begin.